Today we are going to be making 3-ingredient recipes. Now I saw a 3-ingredient recipe on Tasty and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm like, I wonder if I could eat a full 24 hours like that. So today we're going to put it to the test. And we're mostly, I think, going to be using Tasty recipes. There's like 1 or 2 recipes that weren't from Tasty, I believe. But the first one is, and it is these banana 3-ingredient pancakes. Now, I feel as if pancake is a loose term for this recipe because it's bananas, eggs, and cinnamon. So no flour, no anything. I'm like, is that really considered a pancake if it's just in the shape of a pancake? But I mean, and I'm also nervous because obviously I don't eat eggs, so we're gonna have to do the whole egg replacement thing. So I'm like, is the recipe even gonna work? But that's what today's all about. We're experimenting, you know, we're seeing if it's possible, if it's feasible. I'm also talking kind of quietly because people are still sleeping. So I think for the egg replacer, we're gonna go with, I was gonna go with applesauce, but then I'm like, bananas are also used as egg replacers, right? In a lot of recipes. So I'm like, if there's already the banana, applesauce will probably just make it more mushy, eh? So I was gonna make a flax egg, well 2 flax eggs, because that's what the recipe calls for. And then we're just gonna pray for the best. It might just be mushy banana, warmed and cooked. So we've hit road bump number 1. We've got bananas, but they're like green. Myself in because I was the one who ate the last ripe banana yesterday. See, now my heart was really set on the banana pancakes because I feel like it's a recipe I've never made before, and it's also not just like, I could, you know, 3-ingredient recipes could be like peanut butter on toast because that's only 2 ingredients, or like, you know, really simple stuff that obviously like is very easy to do, but like I want to do like things that are kind of like weird or like harder to do with just 3 ingredients, you know, like a pancake or something like that, because then I feel like we're trying out new recipes, we're having fun. Maybe you guys can try it at home if they turn out well, or we can all laugh about it if they're terrible. Also, a disclaimer is that I'm not counting spices like salt, pepper, and stuff as an ingredient. See, sometimes procrastination and throwing full bananas in the freezer is a good idea. All right, I microwaved it for like 30 seconds. Peeling a cold or a frozen banana is quite the task. It hurts. It's also weird. Yeah. Also, don't mind my hair. I just don't want to get hair in my food. All right, we're doing 1. We're gonna need more flax. Where are the flax? We made so much last time. It's empty again. All right, we're taking roughly a tablespoon of flaxseed. Oh, but it's 2 eggs. 2 tablespoons. Pro tip for flaxseed, that if you just grind a bunch up in like a coffee grinder and you throw it in the freezer, it lasts forever, and then it's always ready when you need it for recipes. All right, so we'll let that gelatinify itself. I think I need to microwave this again. I would say that's probably. We'll toss the flax egg in there, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, it just looks like brown goo, but hopefully it'll taste good. All right, so we've oiled up the pan and we've heated it nice and hot. This doesn't look like it's gonna make many pancakes. I mean, looks kind of like a pancake. Did you know that bananas are gonna go extinct? How crazy is that? We'll never have bananas again. You know, thinking back now, I probably could have traded the cinnamon for something like flour. And we might be in a completely different place right now. So I put a lid on them to try and help it solidify. Oh gosh, it's just banana juice. This is what I thought, just banana juice. Now, would an egg really have binded this so much that it would not look like this? Alright, so attempt number 2 is 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of oat milk, and 1 very ripe banana. So thank goodness we did not waste both the bananas. I think these are gonna be good. I think these ones are gonna at least hold together long enough for me to eat them. While we wait for the pancakes to cook, I came across a video yesterday of the TikTok, you know, the viral coffee back in like OG quarantine kind of thing. But yeah, the whipped coffee. So I'm like, obviously coffee is like 3 ingredients, usually coffee, creamer, whatever you want to put in it. But I thought it would be fun, because it's 3 ingredients, to do one of the whipped coffees again, because I haven't had one in so long. And it is actually really delicious. It's nothing like too crazy, but it's really good. So 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now I actually realized that the ingredients are actually 4, because you're supposed to use hot water to whip this, but I just, because I'm going to use the oat milk for the drink, I just heated up 2 tablespoons of oat milk as well. We're not going to cheat around here. And now we whip. Oh my goodness. I think it's safe to say this recipe worked a little bit better. Alright, so we're going to add some ice. Ice doesn't count as an ingredient, does it? And we got our oat milk. Coffee. Ooh. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we got it all mixed up. Moment of truth. Straw. It kind of looks like a, almost like a cookie something, because of the little bitsies.
Whatever it is, it tastes delicious, but it's chunky, and I don't like that.
Alright, what is this? IHOP? Look how beautiful that is. Does anybody actually eat? I don't know anybody in the world who actually eats their pancakes in a stack like that, though.
Banana in this?
You can definitely taste the banana, which I mean is to be expected.
It's very thick.
They're not super fluffy on the inside. They're kind of just like
doughy.
Doughy, yeah, a little doughy.
They're not bad though.
No, they're not bad. For something quick. 3 ingredients, boom, 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 boom. All right, so it's lunchtime and look who's here. Don't run. Look who's here. It's Little B-Boy. So he's gonna cook lunch with us. And we are making a lentil soup. So it's literally red lentils, water, thyme. Well, vegetable stock, not just water. Okay, so the recipe actually does call for an onion, but that would make 4 ingredients. So we're gonna leave the onion out. But then again, maybe we don't count the thyme as an ingredient because it's a spice, like salt and pepper. Yeah, I feel like I want to add an onion. I feel like it'll just, I mean, what is a soup without an onion, you know what I mean? Is it even a soup? Yeah, I feel like onion is the better bet, because you could even leave out the thyme, but I think it doesn't count because it's a spice. My favorite thing about a cast iron, you can stir with a knife. You can tell I've been classically trained in the fine art of cooking. Alright, so I sauteed the onions until fragrant. And then we add 1.5 cups of rich lentils. And then we add 6 cups of water. Jeez Louise. Alright, then we add 6 cups of water. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so then we bring it to a boil and then we let it simmer for 20 minutes. Now to go along with the soup, I have bread. It's this really simple overnight bread that we do. Sometimes we do it in like a loaf pan, other times we do it in like the cast iron, so it's like a rustic loaf. And it's water, flour, yeast. And then you mix it all together and put it to like sit for 6 to 8 hours. We just leave it overnight. And then in the morning you have a fresh loaf of bread. So I'm gonna cut up a few slices of this to have with the soup. It smells so good. There's nothing better in this world than fresh bread. Look at that. Like, do you not just want to like crawl on top of this and take a nap? I also found a recipe for these no-bake 3 ingredient bars. Oh, but I also want to do the peanut butter cookies. I might make them both. So I'm gonna make, so it's oats, honey, but I'm gonna use maple syrup, and then peanut butter. So the mixture got all melty and combined together, and now I'm just gonna add the oats. I feel like these oat bars are something that like a cute old lady would bring to like a potluck or something. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting. And it's very wholesome. So that's what it looks like. Just hope it like stays together. That tastes really good. And those are gonna be delicious. Alright, so we're adding peanut butter, a couple tablespoons of maple syrup. I'm just gonna half the recipe again just because I feel like I'm using a lot of peanut butter. And everyone in the house will be mad at me if there's no peanut butter left, so don't come for me, but I am just mixing the batter in the pot that I did the other one in. Just, you know, save a dish, save a bowl. We're all about efficiency here. This is always my favorite part of peanut butter cookies. I don't know who decided that they got to be this cute and no other cookie does. I broke it apart. Also, don't look at these two. These are like the little bits at the end that weren't really firm. All right, here's the soup in all its glory. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's packed with protein. It tastes delicious. And then we got a little bit of the bread. But, you know, if you toss in a couple like vegetables in here, like it could be really good. Zucchini. Super flavorful, even. Look how simple. Oh, so hot. How simple the ingredients are. 10 out of 10. Wow, so good. I didn't think it was gonna be that good actually. Wow, it's really good. Alright, so we're gonna give an oat bar a try. Oh. I think it could have been left in the fridge just a little bit longer to firm up, but that's really good. Peanut butter, oatmeal, and sugar. Can you really go wrong? I don't think so. So we're here. It's dinner time. I've been staring at the computer for so long, my eyes are like not happy. But for dinner, we are making tofu teriyaki chicken thing. I think that's what it's called. So I froze a block of tofu, so it's got that like meaty texture. That was a fun noise. And then I'm debating, so it's a 3-ingredient recipe for the tofu chickeny thing. And then I'm like, we need to have something like on the side, or like rice or noodles or like vegetables, you know, kind of thing. Okay, so we still have one large zucchini left. So I thought maybe we could cut this up and I'll saute it so it's like part of the rice dish. So then rice, water, zucchini, 3-ingredient to go with the 3-ingredient tofu. Now I also forgot to defrost the tofu. So now I'm gonna have the really fun job of slowly microwaving it until it becomes soft again. Frozen tofu is both interesting and terrifying at the same time. Alright, the tofu is defrosted and I'm gonna start ripping into chunks. It's still kind of hot, but I'm getting impatient waiting for it to cool down. So we're gonna pray that it doesn't burn. Almost. Ah, sizzle, sizzle, sir. The pan is hot. Oh, and so is the tofu. We're in for a ride. See the steam? But you see how the texture is like super meaty when you freeze it. If you double freeze it, it's even better. It's amazing. Does anyone else just like eat tofu raw and like love it? Like I could just eat a block of tofu unseasoned. So sauteing it up a little bit, getting a little crispy, and then we've got a third cup of brown sugar and half a cup of soy sauce. Now the recipe did call for a cup of soy sauce, and half a cup of brown sugar, but then a bunch of people in the comments of the recipe were like, no, too much, too salty, too much. So they said cut it down to these measurements, and it was like perfect. The zucchini cooking, and the rice is already finished. Oof, beautiful. So we got the teriyaki tofu, the zucchini, and the rice. Alright, so we're gonna get a little bite of everything. Some rice.
It's delicious.
Mmm. That tofu's amazing. Mmm. It goes actually really well with zucchini too. I wouldn't have like typically paired the two together. Simple, but delicious. Just like kind of dry when you first put it in your mouth, but then it kind of melts. That's weird. I think a regular peanut butter cookie should taste like that. Feels like I'm kind of eating flour. You liked it?
Yeah, I mean, it does have a weird texture, but
Like when you first put it in your
flavor.
Yeah, but when you first put it in your mouth, it's like
it's a weird texture at first.
it's like flour just in your mouth. Interesting.
I'll take one.
I would give that about a 6 out of 10. Because it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. So I feel like the moral of this story is that some 3-ingredient recipes, sensational. Some 3-ingredient recipes need more ingredients. I think that's what we've learned today.
What your elbows? Here's so much. Why are you being so weird about it?
No, I'm doing my finishing statements.
Gotcha.